Hi guys, Marcia here with Keechii Style. Join me for a quick sew along. I recently made New Look pattern 669 and loved it. It's a great pattern for beginners and a great piece to have in your wardrobe. If you don't already have this pattern, you can grab the pattern on simplicity.com. I'll post a link below. So when you're ready, grab your materials and let's get started. Remember to refer to the pattern size chart and guidelines located on the back of the pattern to determine your pattern size, yardage, sewing supplies, and suggested fabrics. When you're ready, let's get to it. All right, so before we get started, make sure you cut out all your pieces and major markings and notches. Also make sure you applied your interfacing to the bra back and bra front, as I've done here. I've actually used fusible knit facing to line my pieces because we are working with knits. I'm going to go ahead and set these aside and grab pieces 1 and 2 to get started. So piece 1 is going to be your front, and it should have been cut on a fold. We're going to place it with right sides up, and then we have piece 2, which is your side fronts, and you should have 2 of those. We're going to start by placing right sides together and pinning or clipping the notches, matching the notches in the edges. Okay, so I'm going to take this to the machine and I'm going to stitch it. And I've actually threaded my machine with stretch thread. You can use a zigzag stitch if you're using regular standard polyester thread. And also make sure that you have a needle suitable for stretch material, such as a ballpoint needle. So the next thing that I'm going to do that I didn't do before is I'm going to reinforce this front V by stitching in the seam line 1 inch on each side of the V. Okay, so now that I reinforced my V, the neck of my V, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to grab my back pieces, which is piece number 3. And we're going to pin the back sections together with right sides facing, pinning that back middle seam, matching the notches, raw edges, and any dots. Okay, so now we're going to stitch from the lower edge of the small dot all the way to the bottom hem. Okay, so for this piece, I decided I did not want to add the pockets. So I am skipping that step on the dress, and I'm going to take it to the pressing iron and give it a press. Okay, so we have our back piece, which we are going to place right side up, and we have our front piece, which we're going to place right side down, and we're going to clip or pin our side seams together from the top to the bottom hem. So I'm going to go ahead and clip both side seams, and then I will take it to the machine and I will stitch a straight stitch down the edge using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. All right, let's do it. All right, don't forget to back stitch. And back stitch at the end. Do this for both sides. So now we have our dress front and back pieces together. I'm going to set this aside and move on to the straps. So you're going to grab number 5, piece number 5, and there should be 4 of these ties, and you're going to take one and fold it in half the long way. I'm actually going to use my pen for this. So we're folding it lengthwise. With the right sides together. And then after we get it pinned together, we'll take it to the machine and we'll stitch down the long side. And we're actually going to close up one end and leave the other end open so that we can turn the strap right side out. And this strap is square at the end, but I'm actually going to sew it diagonal so that I can have an angled end on my straps. Okay, so this is my strap after I've stitched it. I am going to cut the ends, get rid of some of the bulk on this, and trim the edges. Then after you've done that, you're going to take your turning tools or turning tool, and you're going to turn this baby right side out. I like to use my little turning tool here. I think my turning tool might be a little defective here. All right. So once I got that in, I'm just gonna fix my point there. And I'm gonna give this a press so that it's flat. And then I'll do the same with the other 3 straps. Okay, so we have 4 ties. We finished our ties. And we're gonna go ahead and grab our dress, and let me go ahead and turn it right side out. Okay, so with the right sides out, we are going to take our straps and we are going to pin them on the outside to the front and the back between the dots, and then we'll take them to the machine and we'll baste them. I'm actually going to clip them this time. It's a little easier for me to clip. and to the back. All right, so let's take this machine and baste it. Okay, so we're gonna set our dress to the side for now and grab our bra pieces. And you should have your interfacing already on your bra pieces. Let's go ahead and make the darts on our front bra. So you're gonna bring the fabric together, pinching with right sides together, matching the notches at the bottom or the dots at the bottom. I actually cut them into notches. And you're going to take them to the machine and stitch along the seam line, gradually tapering towards that dot. Do not cut the string when you're done. You're going to actually leave a string and tie a knot so that it won't pucker. Let's do that now. All right. I'm gonna let our needle down, secure our foot, and stitch. Don't forget the back stitch. Bring that thread out. Okay, so once you get those darts finished, you're going to press them to the middle, and we're going to set the front bra piece aside and move on to the back bra piece, which we are going to stitch the back seam down the middle. So with right sides together, let's go ahead and pin those pieces together, matching the raw edges and the notches. We're going to stitch right up under that dot all the way down to the bottom of the hem. Right, so I went ahead and I pressed my seam open, and with right sides together, we're going to go ahead and stitch the side seams of the bra, matching up the notches and the raw edges. Go ahead and pin the side seams together. And then we'll take it to the machine and we'll stitch it from the top to the bottom of the seam. All right, so now we're going to cut the elastic for the bra shelf. So you're going to take your piece number 10 and whatever length you cut that. I cut mine at a 16, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my elastic. Okay, so I have my elastic cut, and I'm going to make my markings on there pretty much. Let's see if I can see that. I cannot. Let's use the white. Okay. And all right, so I can put this away. And now And now I'm going to overlap the ends about 5/8 of an inch, forming a circle, and then I will take it to the machine and stitch this together securely, probably with a zigzag stitch right here. All right, so we have our circle of elastic here, which is going to be our band at the bottom of our bra, our inner bra. And on the outside, actually turn this right side out. All right, so on the outside, we're going to pin the upper edge of the elastic to the lower edge along the seam lines, about 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. We got to match the centers. This is the sides. Okay, I placed the large dots at the side seams, matching the center and the back, and I'm going to use a zigzag stitch and sew the elastic to the bra, stretching the elastic to fit. Okay, so once the bralette is complete, we're going to grab our dress. Here's your bralette. We're going to grab our dress, and with the right sides of the dress matching with the right sides of the bralette, make sure you have your front matching your front and the back matching the back. We're going to pin the bra to the upper edge. All right. Over the ties, matching small dots and large dots. Go ahead and pin all the way around. Now after you finish pinning, we're going to take it to the machine and we're going to stitch it, making sure that we pivot around this reinforcement at the small dot and at the center back seam. Now at that back seam right down the middle, so I'm going to make sure I pin it at the dot back there and on the other side. Alright, so now that we have that pinned in, we'll take it to the machine and stitch around the edges. Okay, so once you're done, you can go ahead and trim the edges and get rid of some of the bulk in those seams. I like to go through and cut the straps a little closer, get the corners. And a little trick, if you layer the seam by cutting one end of the seam a little shorter than the other, it reduces the bulk and lays flatter. Now when you get to the front, you're going to go ahead and clip into the V, stopping before you get to the stitch. Do not clip through the stitches. That'll relieve some of the tension right there in the front V-neck so that it'll lay a little better. Alright, so your last step to finishing this dress is going to be to do your hem. Now the directions say that you can do a narrow hem on this dress, but I've used sort of a bodycon type of fabric, which is pretty durable and thick, so I'm confident that it will not shed or fray. So I'm gonna just even up my my hem and make sure there are no uneven pieces and give this a press and I'll be done. So let's take a look at the hem. Looks like everything, here's one. This is kind of uneven, so let's just even this out a bit. You can see that. I think it's time for me to change the blade on my rotary cutter. I've been using my pinking shears for almost every project now. It's just so neat and easy. especially for the knits. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press this and show you guys how it looks. It's the cutest little knit dress, and I already want to make another one. Voila, you're done. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. For more DIY fashion and sewing tips, follow me on IG at Keechii Style. Peace.